generational secrets, the things that were never talked about, never explained, never healed, but somehow everyone feels it. You ever walk into a room with family and you can feel the tension you can't explain, like something's off, but no one says anything? You notice certain people don't speak, aunts who avoid each other, and uncles who won't even be in the same room, cousins who grow up as strangers, even though they share the same blood. And as a child, you don't understand it. You just feel it. And you do start asking questions, but the answers are always the same. Don't worry about it. Stay out of grown folks' business. Stay in a child's place. And for some of us, it went deeper than that because I wasn't just told to stay out of it. I was told the truth. And then I was told not to tell anyone. So now, as a child, you're holding something real, something heavy, something confusing, and something you don't fully understand. But you do know it matters and that you're carrying it alone. No space to process it, no safety to speak it, and no guidance on what to do with it. Just silence and the expectations to keep it. And that kind of silence, it doesn't protect children. It burdens them because children don't just hear what's said. They absorb what's felt. They feel the tension. They see what's avoided and they carry what's hidden. And when they're told the truth, but also told to keep it a secret, they learn something very powerful and very harmful. They learn that the truth is not safe to speak, and that follows them into how they communicate, into how they trust, and into how they show up in relationships. Because now it's not just about what happened, it's about what was never allowed to be expressed. And then when adults don't speak up, when they don't protect the children, and when they place silence above safety, the cycles doesn't end there. It continues because that child grows up still holding it, still navigating something they were never given tools to understand. And now silence feels normal. Avoidance feels normal. And carrying things alone, that feels normal too. And that's how generational cycles happen. Not because people want them to, but because no one showed them another way. And I know this because I lived it. My family was torn apart, not by something small, but by something that should have never happened. And I was put into a situation where a line was crossed with me and there was an exchange involved. And I was told the truth, but I was also told not to tell anyone. And that silence broke us. We don't speak. Family members who should know each other don't. And relationships that could have existed never even got the chance. And underneath of it is something no one talks about. For a long time, I carried that, the weight of knowing and the pressure to not be allowed to speak. And this is where it shifts for me because I've had to sit with the truth that wasn't easy. I can't allow this pain, this hurt to keep festering inside of me anymore. And for a long time, I tried to make sense of it. I questioned myself. I replayed things and I carried weight that didn't belong to me. And there was a time where I thought maybe I chose it. But the truth is, I see now exactly where I was conditioned to stay quiet, conditioned to carry things alone, and conditioned to believe that I had to hold what was never mine. And when you're a child and you're not protected and you're not guided and you're told to keep things inside, you don't respond from power. You respond from survival. And survival looks different when you don't feel safe. So no, I didn't choose that from a place of knowing. I adapted to what I was handed. But I can choose now. I can choose to stop carrying it the same way. I can choose to release the shame that was never mine. And I can choose to see myself with compassion instead of judgment. And it doesn't erase what happened, but it changes what I do with it because I'm not that child anymore. I have a voice now, I have awareness, and I have the ability to choose something different. The mirror at dusk asked us, where are we still carrying what was never to hold? Where are we staying silent, not out of peace, but out of conditioning? Are we confusing avoidance with healing, You see, breaking cycles doesn't start with them. It starts with me, with my awareness, my honesty, and with my choice to choose differently, even when it's uncomfortable, choosing truth, even when my voice shakes, choosing myself, even when no one else understands, and choosing to release what tried to break me and not let it define me. This is where I take my power back. And that right here is where it begins. And if this resonates with you, if you've been carrying the weight of a truth that you were told to keep, come sit with us inside the Mirror at Dust experience. This is the work we do.
So I pivot back to peace.